We are monitoring the growing tensions in Milwaukee, Wisconsin after another night of protests and unrest in that city. I want to show you these live images from our affiliate WISN, where it is just at 1 a.m. in that city. You see there a car on fire. We're still trying to gather information about why, who put that car on fire. But again, this is all within the context of protests that have been happening in that city. A police officer has been taken to the hospital after rocks were thrown in his car windshield, and there have been more reports of shots fired just in the past half hour.
And demonstrations first broke out Saturday after police shot and killed an armed man during a foot chase. People set several buildings on fire and threw bricks at police. 17 people were arrested Saturday night.
Earlier Sunday, vigils were held for the man who was shot by police, and in an emotional moment, his sister spoke out about what it's like to lose her big brother.
This is my brother, my protector. Somebody else supposed to be there for me. Y'all lost Facebook friends, a status, maybe a like at the club. I lost my brother. I can't get him back. Never. Never. That's pain. This real hurt. I can't look my brother in the eye and say I love you. I didn't even have a Facebook to tell my brother I love him.
And authorities say they want the community to voice their concerns, but in a peaceful way. CNN's Ana Cabrera has more on that.
Community members continuing to gather here in Milwaukee, remembering the 23-year-old who was shot and killed on Saturday afternoon by a police officer in this neighborhood. You see a vigil that has been set up for that individual, now identified as 23-year-old Sylvell Smith. Now, police officers say it all began with a traffic stop, that Smith and another individual were pulled over. They got out on foot. There was a pursuit, and a police officer eventually opened fire, shooting and killing Smith after police say he failed to drop a gun. Now, police say there is body camera video of this confrontation with police that clearly shows he was holding a gun. The community here wants answers. They want this investigation to be transparent. But really, that shooting, they say, was simply a tipping point in a much larger problem, a systemic problem that they have felt in this community for years, a community that feels it's been oppressed for years and lacks opportunity and hope for the future. That is what triggered all of that emotion that boiled over, leading to several buildings set on fire late Saturday night. Police officers said they had rocks thrown at them. There was concrete that hit a woman's head, a police officer who suffered a concussion. 4 officers were injured. 17 people were arrested Saturday night. Police are asking for this community to voice their concerns, but to do it peacefully. The National Guard has now been activated on standby should they be needed to come in and quell any additional violence that could happen here. We will stay here in Milwaukee and let you know about any new developments. Ana Cabrera, CNN, Milwaukee.
And on Sunday, Milwaukee's sheriff warned protesters not to resort to violence to make their point.
We had an untenable situation in Milwaukee. I've made it clear as it related to the riots of Ferguson and of Baltimore that people have to find a more socially acceptable way to deal with their frustration, their anger, and their resentment. All right, this is an orderly society. We have processes, we have institutions with which to deal with these things. And as frustrating as it can be, sometimes it takes a long time to work through the institutions and the processes that we have. It's still what we have to do, because we cannot have the social upheaval, the chaos that we saw last night that frightens good law-abiding people in those neighborhoods. It destroyed businesses.
Sheriff Clark there, and of course we'll continue to follow the situation in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now moving on